to my channel. Here we like to do things budget friendly, and if you are like me and have champagne taste but on a beer budget, this video is for you. And yes, I am not behind the camera right now. I am showing you my space right here. I am going to start decorating for spooky season. And I am currently pet sitting that big old beast over there. So let's go ahead and get started by taking down all of this, cleaning this up, and we'll get this space set and ready for spooky season. I have played with colored contacts for as long as I have been wearing contacts. I like to be able to change up my eye color. I like to be able to change it up with whatever hair, makeup, outfit, so on and so forth, and using it as another accessory in what it is that I'm trying to put together for the day. Now, I have tried several different companies before, but today I'm going to play around with Hanix. This just arrived in my mailbox yesterday, and I can't wait to play with these. Now, you can get colored contacts without a prescription. So if you want to play around with colored contacts, you absolutely could. Now, what better time of the year than now, Halloween season, than to play around with colored contacts. Now, you can get colored contacts from this company in dramatic colors. You can get them in subtle colors to give your natural eyes a little bit of an accent. You can even get them in things like all the way white, all the way black. You can get creepy little designs if you want to look like a snake or whatever. This company offers all of that in both prescription and non-prescription. Now, as much as I love to play with colored contacts, I do like the natural color of my eyes. My natural color is a dark brown. I do believe they have lightened up over time. I believe that they were, in my opinion, a little bit darker when I was younger and are starting to lighten up. So what I wanted to make sure to do was pick out some brown colors that would accentuate the natural color of my eyes. But I do have 3 different shades, and I'm going to put them in my eyes so that you can see the contrast between the color contact and a natural eye, and then you can kind of see the difference between the two. But this is the box that it came in, and I opened this up the other day and I was just very impressed by the presentation. So it does come with a little bit of this type of paper and a little sticker that goes over it, but this is what is just absolutely adorable. They do send you a handful of freebies. So one of them is an RFID safe little card holder so that you can put in a credit card and have it RFID safe. Meaning, next one is one of these adorable little makeup puffs. These little makeup puffs are great for under eye concealer. They're foamy on one side, and then it's got the little place where you stick your finger in, and these are great to either put in concealer under your eyes or powder, depending on, you know, what you want to use it for. Either or, perfect. I love these little guys. They also included a little eye contact popper inner and popper outer kit. All the contacts came in these great little boxes, and you lift the box up, and then inside each box is your single set of contacts with a clear case. Now, I like the clear cases, especially because when I have colored contacts, I want to be able to see what color the contacts are that are in this case. Now, this case with the little rubber stopper up at the top, which is that little O-ring here in the purple, perfect little addition to that. Now, first color I'm going to try on is 3-tone royal brown. Now, these all say 1 month, meaning that these contacts are a 1 month wear. You can wear these every day for 1 month, and then it's highly recommended that you toss them. So they're not a daily use, they're not a weekly use, they're not a yearly use, they are a monthly use. So each pair of these contacts is 1 month. So I'm going to show you how I put in my contacts, just in case any of you are new contact wearers, and if you want to jazz up a Halloween costume this season and put in some fun, funky Halloween contact eyes to really amp up your Halloween costume, I'm going to show you how to do it. So I'm going to grab the little pinchers that I'm going to pull my little contact out of. Now, typically what I would recommend is taking your contacts out of the packages and let them sit in whatever contact solution would be recommended for you for whatever purpose. There's hard contact solution and there's soft contact solution. I always use the soft contact solution. This one is compared to the BioTrue. This is the Walgreens brand. Now, BioTrue is the one that has been recommended to me by my ophthalmologist because I do have dry sensitive eyes. So for that reason, if you do have dry sensitive eyes, I would recommend that you soak your contacts in this in a case either overnight or for 2 days before popping them in your eye. So it's just something to note. Now, I will always put my contact in the palm of my hand, and I will take my solution, and I will always, always, always do a rinse. That because when you pull it out, if you got something on your eyes like me, I use my finger to dab, sparkle shadow on my eyes. I always want to make sure that my hands are very clean, that there's no sparkles on my fingers. But if for whatever reason it happens, I always want to make sure that I do a nice thorough rinse beforehand. Now that I have my contact rinsed out, I will take one of my fingers and I will put the contact on my finger. There's 2 ways that you can put a contact on. The number one way is with your finger, and obviously you'll want to make sure your fingers are clean and sanitized. Number 2 is one of these eye popper inner outers, which basically does the same thing as your finger does. It will hold it in this cup shape. Okay, if your contact does not have this nice, beautiful bowl or cup shape, and it looks a little bit more like a saucer, you know, like a saucer plate that you would put a coffee mug on, and it has just a little bit of a lip on the outside. You see how it kind of has that lip right up at the tippy top? You're putting it on wrong and it will not fit your eye. It's a very slight, very subtle difference. So if you find that your contact is running around on your eyeball on you, chances are you'd have it on inside out. Okay, so that's number one. Always make sure that you're putting your contact in the correct way so that it's not moving around on your eye. Now, step number 2 is the way that you put your contacts in can make all the difference. I've seen people struggle to put in contacts for the very first time over at, like the eye doctor, and they're trying to teach young people how to put contacts in. But there's one thing that they never really tell you, and this is really important. If you are looking at something that is coming directly at your eye and you're looking directly at it, your first instinct is to blink, right? And this is the same thing when you are putting on eyeliner, like on the inside of your waterline or something like that. You never really want to look directly at it, if that makes sense. So I'm going to take my contact and I am going to very slightly pull down the skin in the center of my eye, okay? I am not going to look directly at it. I'm going to kind of look off to the side, if that makes sense, okay? So my eye, pull that down, and I'm going to either look up or look off to the side. Maybe I should look in the mirror while I'm doing this. It's kind of hard for me to do it, show it on screen, not look in a mirror. So let's try this again. The other thing too is you always want to have just an itty bitty teeny tiny little puddle of contact solution in there. Reason being is because that's going to help it suction onto your eye a little bit easier. Okay, so I'm looking that way and I'm putting the contact in kind of towards the inside. You can look up, you can look down, put it at the top, put the contact down below if you're looking up, one or opposite sides. Either which way you choose to do it, the most helpful tip that I can give you is don't look directly at it. Don't anticipate that thing going in your eye, okay? That is probably my number one tip and trick for people who freak out when they put contacts in for the very first time is you're focusing too much on looking at it while putting it in your eye. Over time, you will get used to doing it and it will become second nature. And sometimes I can do it without even looking in a mirror. Sometimes I can only do it while I'm looking in the mirror, depending on how sensitive my eyes are that day. But some people are just innately more blinky than others. So don't get frustrated. You will get comfortable with it in time and it will be very easy to do once you've gotten the hang of it. I've been wearing contacts for 20 years, about 20 years. Okay, so here we have contact color number 1, and then the 2 contacts together. I don't know how much you'll be able to see the flecks of all the different colors in there, but I do like that it has kind of an artificial appearance of an iris and not just a solid color. So what I mean by that, and here's how I'm going to take them out. I always pull part of my eyelid down, and then I can pull down on the contact while not directly looking at my finger, do a slight kind of a pinch and pull them out. So let me show you kind of the flecks and the colors that are in here. Oopsie. I'm trying to be very delicate with them because they will rip. Now if it's trying to collect on my face here we go. So you see the cool little touches of colors that kind of mimic the look of an iris. Very cool, very cool. So you do want to be gentle with these because they will rip. And if for whatever reason your contact hurts or feels like there's something on it, it could be one of two things. You could have something on your contact, could be a hair, could be a particle of dust, it could be a sparkle from an eyeshadow, or it can be ripped. In that case, you always want to throw them away. There's no salvaging that and it can irritate your eye. I do not recommend trying to make that work for you. It is very irritating, kind of painful, and it can injure your eye over time. So I always highly recommend that if you feel like there's something on your eye, chances are there either is or it's ripped. Take it out, rinse it off, and inspect it before putting it back in your eye just to make sure that it's still safe for use. Also, you never want to reuse your contact cases from contact to contact to contact. So when you're ready to throw these away, do not rinse these out, reuse them, throw them away. This will help to keep additional bacteria at bay and make sure that you're not infecting your eyes for whatever reason. Now, because my contacts are the same strength in both eyes, all I need is one color or one case per color. If you have different color or different strengths of prescriptions, you will need to get 2 separate boxes, one for each eye, okay? And that's important to also note is that if that is the case, you want to make sure that you have some way to identify which eye is the right eye and which eye is the left eye and make sure that you keep those straight in your little contact case, whether that means putting on a little piece of tape or a sticker or something to let you identify which one is the right one or which one is the left one. You could do Sharpie marker, whatever works best for you. So now that was the color. Let me grab that again. 3-tone royal brown. So the next one I'm going to do is called Iceland brown. So let me show you that one. Here is Iceland brown. I like this one. I like this one a lot too. Again, I really kind of like the natural brown of my eyes, but I do like also the idea of being able to tweak it just a little bit. So this one gives you that darker outer rim, and it does have lighter tones towards the center, of course, keeping the center of your eye nice and clear so that you can see out of it, obviously. But what do you guys think of this one? This is a little bit more of a cool tone brown, whereas the other one was a little bit more of that kind of goldeny brown. But I do like this one as well. Let me pop in the other one and show you both eyes together, and then we'll do kind of a close-up zoom in on what the color contact looks like. What do you guys think? I like this one. I like this one. Okay, so this is what the close-up looks like. I don't know if you'll be able to see everything close up, but you can kind of see the natural tones that an iris can give you in there, in the little flecks and stuff. But I like that. I really like how it just kind of mimics and imitates the natural look of an iris to give you those details that just do ever so slightly change your contact or your eye color. And being that my eyes are so brown, again, not as dark as they used to be, but you can definitely see the difference, so that if you wanted to wear these and you have dark colored eyes and you're wondering, will these colors show up and be visible as a visible enough difference if you did really want to change the color of your eye? The answer to that question is yes. Yes, it will visibly change the color of your eyes even if you have dark brown eyes. This next one is going to be a fun one. This color is called Aegean Sea Green. What do you guys think? I like that. The contact itself looks relatively bright and vibrant, but when I put it on my eyes, it's not crazy green. I have some crazy green contacts. You guys, if you've been here with me for a while, you have seen some of my crazy green contacts. But this is what the color looks like on its own. So I like these, you guys. Here I am from a distance. Do I look green? I like it. It's just a very subtle difference, but I like them. There's not a huge uncomfortable difference between these and the contacts that I usually wear, which are the AccuVive Oasis contacts. They're a little bit more breathable because I do have more of a dry eye. For me, comfortability wise, they fit just the same. I don't feel them slipping around on my eyes. I don't feel blurry in any way. I can see straight to my neighbor's backyard, which is what my regular contact prescription does. So they are true to your prescription strength. Just make sure you do order your own prescription strength. So out of everything that I've showed you today, I would like to offer you the opportunity to get either the same ones or to sift through their website and see what maybe strikes your fancy. There's a coupon code here on the screen, also one in the description box, with the direct links to each one of these contacts that I've featured here for you today, and a direct link to their website. So go ahead, check things out. They have sales, they give you freebies. Each set does come with its own case, so you don't have to buy those separately. So lots of good things to say about this company. And so far, so good. I can see clearly. They feel just as comfortable as my prescription strength contacts, the AccuViva Oasis that I do get from my doctor. So all good things. Now, the last little thing I'm going to leave you with is make sure that you take your contacts out before you go to bed. Avoid sleeping in them if at all possible. There are times when I forget to take my contacts out. Happens to the best of us. Sometimes we don't even think about it because they're so comfortable fitting in your eye that it doesn't feel like you have something weird poking in your eye. Make sure that you take your contacts out before you go to bed at night. This will prevent your eye from becoming too dry. It happens to me. It's very uncomfortable and it can be kind of painful when your eye gets that dry. So always make sure to take your contacts out before you go to bed at night. It's probably one of my if I can stress something enough that would be important to know if you are a first-time contact wearer, is that there are contacts that you can sleep in. Okay, I think they're a weekly contact where you can wear them for an entire week, then you take them out and throw them away. These are not that, okay? These you can wear for a month, but you have to take them out every night and put them in again the following day. Do not keep these in your eye for an entire month, okay? That's not what that means. So if you're new to contact wearing, if there's anything I can leave you with, it is that, okay? So I look forward to hearing your notes down at the bottom. What did you like? What did you not like? What are you willing to try? What was your favorite color? But I will see you down in the comment section. Well, it's almost done. I do feel like there's still a few things that can be adjusted. You know, like over here in this corner is a little lackluster for me. Down on the shelf with the skull and the heart, I feel like is missing something. Something in the background is needed in this shelf here. So I'm gonna see what I can find over at the Dollar Tree. And by the way, this Ouija spirit board, I will never, ever, ever put the pointer out with that thing. Now, whether you believe it or you don't, whether it works or it doesn't, I'm not going to open Pandora's box and play with fate. So it is just there for aesthetics. It's never really used. Guys, I just got back from the Dollar Tree and I picked up some stuff, and check out what I found. You guys have been saying, a couple of you said to try this Ave N for the carpets. I found it over at the Dollar Tree, so I'm gonna give it a shot. Now, they didn't have much at my Dollar Tree, so I kind of have limited options here, but what I really wanted was kind of like a spooky candelabra. So I just got a handful of candlesticks, a couple of these. So let's see what we can come up with. All right, you guys, so here's the completed look. This was a few days in the making, and I think it turned out okay. It's a lot of putting things up, taking things down, rearranging things, moving things around, figuring out how I'm going to section things off and make them complementary. So we've got Alfred Hitchcock the birds over here with the crows. Got crow, 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 crow. We've got the fortune teller situation going on up here. We have Mad Scientist Lab here. Some more Mad Scientist Lab down here. I've got this is from Temu, and this is a heart vase, but I just have it popped up into this. That's actually another thing from Temu, is actually for coffee filters, but I haven't been using it for that. So I figured I'd recycle it, and I put it down over here so it'll hold the heart. I wanted to go creepy, mad scientist. I think I've pulled it off. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? There's a lot of this stuff is either going to be Temu, Dollar Tree, thrift store, vintage store, or Walgreens. I've got several seasons of Walgreens stuff in here. Some of it last year, some from the year before, some from the year before that. But overall, this is the aesthetic I'm kind of going for, is this like creepy, mad scientist, laboratory. Yeah. And this is a jar of bugs. But I thought that was kind of cool. So when you get kind of stuff like these are like this stuff that you can like sprinkle on tables and stuff like that. You just kind of have to be creative and think of ways that you can display it to kind of make it work for you. And I like how it turned out. I do. So what do you guys think? Creepy enough for you? But that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for sticking it out with me. Let me know if you're going to be checking out some of those contact lenses, and if you're excited to try something that you haven't tried before, like some contact lenses with the scary eyes, the lizard eyes, ghost eyes, demon eyes. Would you do that? They're fun. They're fun. Maybe for a video, I will put in some super creepy contacts for you guys a little bit closer to Halloween. But there you guys go. I've watched so many YouTube galleys doing decorating for their spaces with fall theme. And I will do fall after Halloween is over. I will decorate this space again for fall. And then I will decorate all of this space again for Christmas. So I can take you along with me on the journey to decorate and redecorate for each season or holiday if you guys would like. Up to you. I'm interested to see your feedback, to see if you guys liked the idea of how do I decorate, because it is time consuming. Just for this space here, it has taken me 2 days and many hours per day, just because I had to stop and go shopping to pick up a few things to fill up some spaces. But I like how it turned out. I'm gonna definitely have to take a picture of it so that I will have it in my library so that I have something to refer to. So if you guys do that, but this is something that my mom has done, is she'll take pictures of her space, of how she has it decorated, so that when she wants to redecorate with those same decorations, she has an idea of where things went. And sometimes that can make it easier for you. So a tip and trick that will help you to do it year after year, similar or same, adding little tweaks here and there, but making it so that you don't have table and floor full of stuff and go, okay, now what do I do with it? Because this was a whole lot of taking down, putting up, taking down, putting up, taking down, putting up, until I could tweak it the way I wanted it. So there you guys go. But until next time, guys, I will see you later. Bye, guys.